Guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor. Guys, we have an election that is happening here in Canada. Well, today I'm in Mexico. We ran away from Canada, and actually, surprising to me, all the people that in my hotel are from Saskatchewan, from Manitoba, and actually are Canadian, which is actually pretty cool to see. And now we are in the midst of pre-election, like actually election campaign here. Well, not here, but in Canada, guys. I was in Canada just yesterday. It's like a 4-hour flight here, unfreaking believable. Direct flight from Calgary, guys. It's crazy. I'll tell you more about this place in a moment. Look at those waves. I'm really tempted. My wife is having a heart attack, but I want to go there. I really want to go there. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going there. Screw it. It's too scary. Now, guys, I made a video about Daniela Smith, and I found out, guys, that a lot of people are actually supporting her. Now, surprising to me about Canadian media is that on all those big outlets, they keep on switching off the comments. It's almost like people don't want to see. It's almost like people don't want to see the actual comments or create a censorship between what people are saying there in Canada. And I was actually seeing a lot of insightful comments on my previous Daniela Smith video, because on big outlets, of course, guys, we have information warfare, paid bots, fake comments going on. You know, like, if you don't think about it, you don't know about it. I'll tell you, being a YouTuber for many years now, there are international organizations that influence elections that create fake accounts of real people working for money, leaving comments, creating engagements, and pushing the narrative just to create a psychological thing, as if there is a lot of people thinking like that, where in fact it's just a narrative that is very interesting for the political outlet that is creating those comments. Now, I was surprised by how many people are actually supporting our premier, Daniela Smith, who recently spoke on an American news channel, and Jagmeet Singh attacked her, and somebody commented on my channel actually saying that probably he knows if Alberta was to separate from Canada, Jagmeet Singh would not get his pension in Quebec, which is kind of funny comment. I don't think the guy got any likes. I'll put a thumbs up for that because it's kind of hilarious. But you have to, I like people making authentic comments and speaking actually what they think. Now, guys, I don't know what you think, but I want you to leave as many comments on this video as possible. Leave your opinion, because I want to know actual opinion of real people. My channel is not big enough for those bot farms, for those spam call centers to attack it. Even though on my Russian channel, which is smaller than this one, I do get attacked by Moscow bots, by fake organizations in Russia that are targeting even small channels. In Canada, I don't think politics would get involved into smaller channels like mine, for example. I mean smaller, I mean less than a million followers. They won't spend money for that because it's quite expensive to do that, a targeted attack on a YouTuber. Now, guys, I want to tell you. So what's going on in Canada? Now we have a Mark Carney situation, and I know there's a lot of people in the comments are actually supporting him, and I do respect that, and some people are supporting Pierre Poilievre. But it's really interesting that Liberals actually went and copied the entire Canada election campaign, and they started, like, sometimes it looks like almost a matrix. You know, this party was in power for the last decade, for the last 10 years, and you know what has happened. All of a sudden, conservatives who were actually cutting down, saying act the tax, in Canada, they actually started, Liberals copied their entire campaign and started doing the same thing. Now, Pierre Poilievre was going to do the GST removal on the housing market, for example, in Canada. They were on the new houses, and now Liberals have done that. Then they're talking about cutting down GST. Liberals are promising 1%, Mark Carney, to cut it down by 1%, and Conservatives are now going by 2.25%, which actually is quite ridiculous, because now we are getting into a domain where who is going to do more? It's like an action house, where people are like, when they're chanting those like 10, 10, 10, 25, 25, 35, or whatever, they talk like that, and they're like, so, to the gentleman, a bold gentleman in the corner, anyways. So that's basically how election campaign is looking to us. Now, Pierre Poilievre wanted to do a debate with Mark Carney, but Mark Carney does speak good French. So I know it also cost $75,000, which conservatives from, and Pierre Poilievre said he would personally pay for that, $75,000 to be able to debate with Mark Carney. But I don't blame Mark Carney. He doesn't want to screw up his momentum. He has a great momentum. He might actually win the elections in Canada. And it's also pumped up by the entire situation in the with the tariff war of Donald Trump, guys. So now we are coming to a situation where we have an election. We have we'll see Hopefully they'll put off the tariffs. By the way, Danielle Smith got a lot of heat, a lot of fire from especially from Jagmeet Singh and other outlets, other people, by main channels in Canada for saying that, she wants them to pause tariff until the elections are done. I think it's unjustifiable because I think that in general it's a good thing not to have tariffs. I don't understand why you would go after some politician who said, let's not put tariffs, otherwise it would, influence the elections. Probably tariffs would influence the election for liberals in a positive way. It looks like liberals might actually win the elections. They might actually freaking win the elections if the tariffs continue, which is crazy. Now, guys, I want to tell you what I like, about the entire situation in Canada is now we are copying a Trump's narrative. Like literally, guys, if you break it down, we are acting almost in Trump's narrative, And actually, before I go there, I wanted to tell you about Danielle Smith. Somebody on my previous video commented, and I really like the comment. Probably Jagmeet Singh didn't like Danielle Smith because without Alberta, Quebec won't be able to pay his pension, which was kind of funny. Guy didn't get any likes or anything. I'll give him a thumbs up. I mean, that's a really creative comment, and I like dark humor comments like that, where in a part it's probably real, or at least somewhat close to it. I think it's hilarious, honestly. But hear me out, guys. It looks like almost Canada is copying what Trump is doing. He was saying that he's going to be cutting down the taxes, and now Canada is doing the same thing. Now, the interesting thing is that Mark Carney actually is increasing the carbon tax for the industrial corporations. But what nobody talks about is that we are going to be paying for it. Also, interesting fact is that Canada's population is aging, and most senior people are supporting liberals, while younger guys are supporting conservatives. Now, of course, senior people are not going away anywhere soon, and it's also, for when you're older, way more difficult to change your perspective and your views. So they actually have a pretty good chance to win the elections, guys, even though they are falling behind by 1%. Wow. Guys, what do you guys think? I want to read your comments down below. And I'll tell you where I am. I'm in Mexico, Puerto something. We basically booked the vacation in such a way that my wife cornered me, and I was like, you know what? I think vacation in Mexico is cheaper than having, a difficult, like for example, situation with my wife, happy life, guys. So when she said, let's go for a vacation, we started planning how many months in advance, and then we came up that we should come here on Tuesday, and that was on Sunday. So what we did is we booked the tickets here first, and the next day we booked the hotels, and the next day we were here in 4 hours direct flight from Calgary. Freaking amazing, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and actually I want to tell you one more thing. If I was not in Calgary, if I was in Toronto or Vancouver, I would probably not be able to afford coming here for a vacation in the first place. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys. Calgary is the best freaking place in Canada. Still, cost of living is better than anywhere else. See you next video. Bye for now.